Hello everyone and welcome to Driver's Therapy. What type of magic are we doing today? Well, we are working on the NC1 key fob. Now, some might say it doesn't look as cool as the first generation, and I might agree with them, but it's still pretty cool. Unfortunately, it is one of those key fobs that's gonna get beat up over time. Now check this out, guys. This is pretty beat up. This has a bunch of scratches, a bunch of blemishes inside this clear coat. And what we're gonna do is we're going to fix that. So luckily I've had some practice. And what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be using some of the steps that people use to paint correct cars to see if we could kind of take off those scratches and make this key fob look good. So essentially it's going to be like a little car because we're going to paint correct it and then we're going to ceramic coat it and then we're going to see how it looks at the end. But we have to prep it. Now, of course, you're like, well, that's not a car. It doesn't have car paint. Well, this is probably some acrylic or it's some type of plastic. And usually acrylic, they do put like some clear coat on it, or sometimes it's just acrylic. And we're just going to see what happens. It's going to be like a science experiment. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. All right, if you've actually never seen the NSX key up front, then you're just a car nerd and you're supporting my channel and I appreciate it. But you know, if you own an NSX, how the key looks like. And what we're gonna do is first off, we're gonna separate this key so we could have kind of an area where we could mess with. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Boop. And here's your NSX key. We're gonna set this aside because we're gonna be working with this part. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some painter's tape around these plastic edges right here. So you have the acrylic, plasticky, clear stuff here, and we have kind of like this plastic area. And I really don't want to polish this and put an orbital or put, you know, stuff on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some painter's tape and then we're going to use an X-Acto and cut it out and then start our process. All right, so we taped it up. Now, I was gonna put it on there and then X-Acto knife it, but Elise showed me up. She just did it where she just kind of worked it inside there and it's ready to be quote unquote paint corrected. So let's start that process. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take an alcohol pad and we're gonna wipe down the key fob. And that's just gonna prep our area, see if it's dirty. It's not that dirty. And we'll let that dry. All right, so you could hypothetically put some polishing compound on a rag and rub away, and I mean, that will work, but you guys got to invest in one of these. I mean, this is from Amazon. It wasn't very expensive, and I've used this on 6 or 7 cars. I mean, this was not expensive at all. This is like the most generic Chinese orbital you could buy on Amazon. It's got good reviews, but I've used this on everything. The GT4, the R33, the NSX, and it's done an amazing job. And I've used it for all kinds of things, even house things. And here we are. So again, instead of just rubbing away, I'm just gonna let this do its job. That is way, way, way too much. And that's the thing about compound is like, when you put it on, it just kind of goes everywhere, literally. So we'll just take some of that off and we'll see if we can make this work. Here we go. All right. Right now we're using 36, which is kind of a compound that cuts more. And when I mean by cut, it's supposed to kind of cut a layer off to take off some of the imperfections. So I'm gonna put some of this on the side of it. All right, we'll put a little bit there. All right, we're done with the 36. Let's wipe it. I could tell you 100% already it's looking better. I feel like I've taken off a bunch of the scratches right here, but I haven't really touched the ones up here. So I'm gonna, because this is a lot bigger than this, like it's not making the contact because it's kind of beveled here. So I'm gonna do this little angle here and see if I get the top scratches. And then after that, we're gonna move over to the finishing, which should kind of finish it off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting pretty lucky here. So let's go ahead and finish it off with our perfecting cream from Griot's. Not sponsored by any of these dudes. Again, I'm using too much, but that's how we do it here in Drivers Therapy. We just kind of do it like the everyday guy. We're just trying things, and guess what? It's working. All right, here we go. We're gonna call this done. What we're gonna do now is we're going to take off this polish, the remaining with this right here. Let me take off my glasses. And guys, a lot of those scratches, majority of those came off. Check this out, OMG. This looks amazing, like absolutely amazing. And we're not done yet. We're gonna put a little bit of ceramic coat on it just to help protect it, and then we will be done. All right, everyone, we took off the tape and it's right here. And then we got an alcohol pad and we went over it so we could take off that compound. And now Elise is actually going to ceramic coat the key fob. And guys, we have a really cool before and after because this is gonna be crazy. So Elise is actually really good at ceramic coating. We're gonna ceramic coat that whole entire key fob side. Even if we go over the plastic a little bit, that's fine because ceramic coat is okay on plastic. And the step about ceramic coat is you want to let it see its legs. And what you mean by that is like, let's see if we could zoom in. It's hard to zoom in with this camera, but you start seeing some separation and then you're just gonna wipe it off and that's it. It's kind of crazy, right? Chemicals these days. And you just kind of wipe it off and it's going to add an extra layer which is going to protect it, and also it's going to make it kind of a little bit waterproof on that side. All right guys, look at the huge difference. So of course this is the one we did, and this is the one that we haven't done, and this one was a lot worse because this is driver 1, and look at that guys, driver 1 looks better than driver 2, and this is the key that hasn't been used a lot, and look at the big difference. This NSX key is back to life and it looks really, really nice. The finished product, I mean, is super nice. Look at that guys, like you got it from brand new, and that's what we wanted because it was really bad. So this was a mission success. Woohoo! Thanks for watching guys.